If you've been seeing the clips about a supposed $5 Iraqi dinar rate, take a moment before you let that number sink in. I understand why it's getting attention. For many in this community, especially veterans who have been holding for years, that kind of headline hits fast and feels personal. It sounds like vindication. It sounds like a finish line. But in financial reality, a number on a screen is not proof, and a viral clip is not a policy change. What's circulating right now is a collection of short videos and screenshots being presented as evidence of a major revaluation. The problem is not that people are curious or hopeful. The problem is that these claims are moving faster than verification, and that gap is where misinformation grows. In real currency markets, a change of that magnitude would not be hiding inside a single clip or a reposted image. It would move through every major financial channel at the same time. Banks would reflect it. Currency platforms would display it. Market data services would align on it. There would be no ambiguity, no decoding required, and no debate about what people think they saw. So the first question that matters here is not how big the number is. It's where it came from and who officially confirmed it. Right now, there is no documented confirmation from recognized financial institutions that supports a $5 dinar rate. That alone should slow the conversation down. This is where it's important to separate emotion from evidence. The dinar space has always carried a strong sense of anticipation. Many of you have followed Iraq's economic story closely, watched reforms develop, and stayed patient through years of speculation. That patience can make a moment like this feel real before it actually is. When something appears that matches what people have been hoping for, the mind fills in the gaps. A clip becomes proof. A number becomes a conclusion. But assumptions are not evidence. And in finance, context matters just as much as the number itself. A figure shown in a video could come from testing software, a private dashboard, outdated data, or even manipulated content. Without clear sourcing and independent verification, it remains just a number on a screen. Responsible analysis requires more than a visual. It requires traceability. Who published it, when it appeared, what system it came from, and whether it matches other verified financial data. If those pieces are missing, the claim remains unconfirmed, no matter how compelling it looks. There's also a broader pattern at work here. Once a specific number starts circulating, people begin connecting it to every piece of related news. A government meeting, a banking reform, or a statement about economic growth can quickly be interpreted as confirmation that the rate must be imminent. But there is a clear difference between reform and revaluation. Iraq can make real progress in its financial systems, and that progress can be meaningful without it translating into an immediate and dramatic currency shift. Reforms are often part of a long-term process. They can strengthen the economy, improve investor confidence, and stabilize financial infrastructure. Those are important developments, but they are not the same as a confirmed exchange rate change. When those two ideas get blended together, the result is a narrative that feels stronger than the evidence actually supports. Another reason these claims spread so quickly is the power of visuals. A broadcast-style screen or a polished clip feels official. It creates an immediate emotional reaction. The brain processes the image before it questions the source. By the time someone pauses to verify it, the impression has already taken hold. That's why discipline matters. A visual without context is not confirmation. It's just a starting point for questions. For those of you in the Dinar for Veterans community, this matters on a deeper level because this isn't just abstract news. Financial decisions can be influenced by what you believe is happening. Acting on unverified information can lead to real consequences, whether that's holding too tightly to a timeline, making premature decisions, or building expectations around something that hasn't been confirmed. The safest position is not skepticism for its own sake, it's disciplined patience. Real exchange rate changes follow a structure. They appear across multiple synchronized systems. They are backed by official communication. They are consistent, traceable, and repeatable. If a rate were truly at $5, it would not need interpretation or debate. It would be visible everywhere that legitimate currency data is tracked. The absence of that widespread confirmation is not a small detail. It is the key detail. There's also a psychological factor that can't be ignored. When a claim gains traction in a community, it creates pressure to accept it. No one wants to feel like the only person questioning something that others are celebrating. Over time, repetition creates familiarity, and familiarity starts to feel like truth. But repetition is not evidence. It's just noise getting louder. Strong analysis requires independence. It means asking hard questions even when a claim sounds appealing. It means being willing to say, "There's no proof yet," even when others are convinced. That mindset protects you from being pulled into cycles of hype that lead nowhere. It's worth saying clearly that none of this dismisses the real progress happening in Iraq. There are ongoing discussions about economic reform, banking modernization, and long-term stability. Those developments are real and worth mutabaa, but they should not be used as automatic proof of a specific exchange rate, especially one being promoted through unverified clips. If a major shift does happen, you will not have to search for it in fragments. You will see it reflected across the entire financial system. It will be reported clearly, consistently, and without confusion. That's how real market events unfold. So where does that leave the current viral claim? As of now, it remains unconfirmed. It is widely shared, but it is not officially verified. And in financial news, that distinction is everything. A claim does not become real because it is popular. It becomes real when it is proven. The most effective approach right now is simple. Stay informed, but stay grounded. Watch for official signals. Check whether multiple credible systems align. Keep your expectations steady and your standards high. Hope is not the problem, but hope without verification can lead you in the wrong direction. If the day comes when the dinar truly moves in a major way, it will be unmistakable. Until then, your best advantage is clarity. Not hype, not fear, just clear, disciplined thinking. That's how you stay protected, and that's how you stay ready for real news when it actually arrives.